So we're here to make our candle, and we're in the kitchen, you know, a place you guys probably haven't seen before, but that's fine. So we know what we have in our kits. We have a couple of them left, so if you haven't gotten one, please stop by and grab one. So we're going to start with our baby food jar. It looks like it has wax in it. It's because it does. I wanted to see if it all fit. So, and we have our little pumpkin spice mix. We have a wick. We have our little bag of wax. You guys should have like a bag and a half of these. And that is all that you guys got in your kits. So I grabbed a crayon. So this is what we're going to use to color our pumpkin spice candle. And I grabbed a clothespin to hold the wick. You could use like a fork. You can just hold it with your hand. Any of those things while the wax hardens. And I grabbed something to stir it. You can use a toothpick, a chopstick. It's soy wax. It's really not going to hurt, like a fork or something. So you could use any of those things. And some scissors to cut the wick. So the first thing our instructions say is we're going to take our jar of wax and we're going to put a little bit of the wax in. And I'm going to try really hard not to spill it everywhere because it's wax. It does that. If it does get everywhere, it's soy wax. It's not going to hurt you. So I'm going to pour about halfway full, and I'm going to go ahead and pop it into the microwave when I'm about halfway done with it. As I try really hard not to get it everywhere. Okay. And I'm going to pop this in the microwave for like 15 seconds. Okay. While it's going, I'm just going to break my crayon. I don't need the whole thing. I'm just going to use this little bit of it. And once this one melts, I'm going to put this in there and get it going a little bit. And that is not enough. I would only do it in 15-second increments just because it is wax. It could burn. It's a natural product. So only do it for 15-second increments just because we want to be on the safe side. So let's do that. And while we're waiting on the microwave, hope everybody's having a good October. Okay. And that was just 30 seconds. So it's melted quite a bit. It's a little bit warm to the touch. Please be careful pulling this out. I'm going to put our little bit of crayon in there and I'm going to keep pouring the rest of the wax. Again, please be careful because it's not really hot, but it is warm enough that it's warm to the touch. Again, that's why we're only doing these for a certain amount of seconds at a time. Okay. And I'm just pouring about a third of what's left of my bag in here. I don't want to overfill it. I'm just going to push it down a little bit. I've spilled it all over the counter, but that's fine. Soy wax melts in your hands. It's actually good for your hands. And we're just going to put it in the microwave for another round. We're going to cut our wicks in a little bit. I know they seem kind of long, but you know. There's that. And that was just another 15 seconds. And we're already starting to get a little bit of color. And now I'm going to try and pour the rest of it in here. And we want to get it to where it melts all the way. So we get all of that wax in there. Okay. So now with that, and I'm going to put this back in there for another 15 seconds. Okay. And after we do this, we are going to, we put our crayon in there. We're going to add our spice to it once it's completely melted. And we're going to stir it up and make sure the color's saturated. And I'm actually going to put it in there for 10 seconds more. Kind of tedious, but it's worth it. It smells really good. Awesome. Okay, so it's pretty much all all melted. It doesn't have to be perfect. Please be careful. And so now what I'm just going to do is I'm going to hold it up here at the top and stir it up to where we get everything melted together. The crayon is going to take the longest, so if you put a crayon in this, just keep stirring it until it's completely melted. And I can still see a tiny bit of crayon left in there, so I'm just going to keep going a little bit, and that's really pretty. It's going to cool a little bit lighter than this, so it's not going to be this dark. Okay. I think that is good. I'm going to lay this down. This is covered in wax. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pour our spice mix in there. And it is cinnamon, nutmeg, and pumpkin spice mix. So it smells really good. And I'm just going to pour that in there carefully so don't spill any. And then we're going to pour the whole thing. Or if you think that's too much, you can pour just a little bit. If you only want a little bit of scent, you can put half of it if you want it. You put a third of it if you want it. Just depends. And I'm going to stir that up again so that it's in there nice and mixed together. And it looks like gross now, but I promise it's not going to dry that way. And so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this as the wick, and it's got a weight in the bottom. It's not quite straight, so if you want to try and straighten it, you can. But be very careful because these are fragile and they will break. I just grabbed mine at the bottom. So I'm just going to put this in. Okay, and this is where this comes in handy. So I'm actually just going to sit in there and let our little, this is still really warm, let our little, what is this called? A clothespin. Let our clothespin do its job, and it's going to solidify like this. So that's our candle, and when it's done, we're going to trim the wick, but we don't want to trim it until it's solidified. I'm going to show you a completed version of it. I accidentally got some wax here on the inside, but you see how much lighter that got? I put the same amount of crayon in too. And this one smells really good. It smells like pumpkin spice. So thank you so much for picking up the crafts and paying attention to our video. This is really fun. Like I said, we still have a couple left, so if you want to come and grab one, go right ahead. Thank you